I'm getting absolutely insane energy for you guys. This fucking pile is absolutely awesome and super clear as well. It's super easy to read. Okay, so before starting the video, I picked a few cards from the deck. I didn't pick any tarot cards yet, but I was shuffling my piles, right? And while I was shuffling my piles, I kept on getting a bunch of oracle cards. So I got 2 archetype cards, which I use pretty frequently, and I get like 4 oracle cards. I was only looking for 2 and they kept on coming out, and I was like, I'm gonna keep them, I'm gonna keep them. And I was like, oh my god, okay, so the oracle cards that I got are actually really freaking cool. Like, you guys got some pretty cool cards, okay? Not gonna lie to you, it's really cool. If you hear noise in the background, it's my family. But what's really striking to me, and when I saw this, I was like so stoked, is that you got 2 child cards. So you got Child Divine and Child Eternal. So right off the bat, I am definitely sensing that your spirit guides, your spirit team, or your higher self, or even yourself, even right now, you're sort of working towards maintaining your inner child. You already know what makes you feel really good. You already know what you used to like when you were growing up. My bad for this. But you are working towards maintaining it, and not only maintaining it, but finding it again. Because I feel like there is a certain there were certain obstacles in your life that were stopping you from fully preserving your inner child. So I think that you already know right off the bat what it is that your child self really enjoyed to do, and you are being asked to continue to do these things. And I think that you're really fully embracing this, and you're saying, let's go, let's fully work towards it, let's fully be all inner child for well, literally the rest of your days. I think that this reading specifically really does pertain to a long-term reading. It's a long-term message. It's not something that I think is like a momentary thing. I think that this is a lifelong lesson. This is something that you are going to integrate to your life for the rest of your days, to be quite honest with you. It's not momentary. But I do definitely sense that in the process of learning what you used to like as a child, my hair's an absolute mess today, I'm so sorry. You are really looking at like different issues that are going on in your life. And I think that you're becoming a little bit more aware of these issues and how they're impacting what truly makes you feel happy. So your true self and what you truly desire in your life. So really interesting cards here. So we have 3 reverse cards and we have 1 upward, is it upward? Yeah, upwards, normal, regular, like this card, okay? So basically, the only card that came out as upwards is Clearing Debts, and that is, it reads as a self-care card. It reads really as a self-care card, and I think the title is pretty self-explanatory. You are currently clearing debts in your life, and this means cutting people out. It means cutting people out, cutting people who do not recognize how special it is, how special you are. That's sort of like what this whole card does. I feel like maybe a lot of people's energies have been very burdening to you because they don't fully see or recognize how much you give to them and how special it is that you give to them. And I think that this past year has been calling you to sort of learn that what you give is really special, that what you give is really unique. I'm not speaking to like regular people here. I'm speaking to people who either work in, they're musicians, they're artists, they're people who even in the public eye, we can clearly tell that they're very unique, that they have their own unique perspectives and their own unique upbringing, their own unique life experiences in general. And I think that a lot of the people that you were having in your life, I could be one person, could be a lot of people, take it as it resonates, but I think that these people, you're noticing that A, it's unequal, that you're giving too much to these people, and B, that they are not recognizing how special it is that how your giving is so special, how what you give is so special and not findable elsewhere. And I think that this past year called you to learn this. Okay, and I think that in the past year, you were able to sort of rid yourself of this energy, but I think that it's still something that's pretty ongoing. So we have 3 reverse cards here, and just the titles are so telling, guys. We have Pay Yourself First, Focus on Your Priorities, and Unlimited Ideas. So I think that let's talk about focus on your priorities. I think that beforehand, your priorities lied in what you were giving in the connections of your life. Because I think that you felt a certain level of not codependency. I wouldn't call it codependency, but I would definitely call it a certain level of insecure attachment toward these people. You felt that if you were not constantly giving to these people would end up eventually being very uninterested in who you are as a person and wouldn't want to keep you in your life. And I think that now you're realizing that A, you don't really have the energy to give to these people all the time, and B, that you don't need to. And that if these people are meant to stay in your life, you won't constantly have to give to them in order for them to completely remain. And I think that this is something that's I think it's a really, really good message. It's a positive mindset that you are working towards. So yeah, so I think that now you're sort of being called to shift your priority to what it is that really makes you happy. And we're going to get into that. So now also we have unlimited ideas. We're going to get into that as well. I think I want to pick tarot for that one. And we're paying ourselves first here. So I'm actually going to read this one. First time I picked this, and I've been using this card for this deck for quite some time. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you will have savings to invest in your present and your future. What a powerful card. What an amazing thing that you were not doing. I think that's something you were not doing. You were not working towards self-preservation in the past, and you are slowly but surely learning how to do that. So basically what this means is that, well, sure, I'm going to give to my connections, but at the same time, simultaneously, I'm going to be giving to myself, because I know that what I can give is so special and I can't find it elsewhere. So I'm going to give to myself. I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to gatekeep it. You're not in a gatekeeping, isolating energy. You're in a giving energy, but you're also in a giving energy. You know what I mean? Like you don't necessarily mind giving more than you receive. That's not really the point. The point is that you know that at least if you're going to be the giver in a situation, you want to be recognized as special. You want your efforts to be recognized. And I think that this is something that's not really been recognized yet. And you're learning to slowly divest from that energy, which is absolutely marvelous. I think this is a really, 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 really positive message here. Wow. Okay, so we already have a lot of things established. I'm also going to be picking some tarot cards. So we're going to be like shuffling the deck, seeing what comes out. Okay, let's do that. So as you can probably already tell from my other videos, if you guys watched it, I only have like 12 views. Well, I'm not, oh shit, yo, did you see that? Okay, wait, hold on. I'm actually really excited. Eric, shut up. I want to see what the hell happens. Okay, I'm going to keep you a little bit under some suspense. I'm not going to be turning it around just yet. I'm going to be picking another card. I think there's a complimentary card for that one. I'm sort of sensing that it's not like the only message we're supposed to be getting. Okay, so half of the deck fell. I'm going to take the bottom and the top. And that's all. That's all I'm going to be taking. Bottom, top, okay, first of all, what, like, 8 of coins. This is the top one, 7 of wands, okay. The world at the bottom. That's amazing. That's a beautiful, beautiful energy you're working with. So number one, again, we have the sense of stability. So you are stable in your decision. Number one, I think you're very stable in your decision and you're learning to be firm. I think that a certain problem you had in the past was maintaining your own boundaries. And now I think that you're learning how to maintain your own boundaries. And by the way, usually when I read messages, I call people out. Like, I'll really call people out. But this is a really congratulatory message. So I'm really happy to be getting this type of message. I don't get it all the time. Wow, congratulations. You have learned so much with all the experiences you went through. And I think that you're learning to stay firm. You're learning to stay grounded in your decisions, which is absolutely amazing. And I think that at the surface, this may cause a lot of inner dilemmas. It may cause a lot of ruminations. It may cause a lot of overthinking, a lot of sort of like weighing your different options, weighing, because you're currently cutting out certain energies, right, in your life. You're not necessarily cutting people out. I think some of you are definitely, but that's not necessarily what it means. But you are cutting out certain like forms of energy that you're receiving from other people, that you were not receiving even from other people, and that you were overgiving to. And this causes you, I think, to be in a certain mindset of, oh my God, what's gonna happen if I do this? What's gonna happen if I do that? So you're really weighing your options and you're really trying to play it safe. That's what's happening on the surface. But I think that deep down, you're sort of aware with the world, right? That this is necessary. These sort of, this pruning your life, you know, maintaining your bonsai, keeping it pretty, keeping it all tame and kempt. I think that this is something that you know you have to do and that you've been neglecting for a really long time, and that you're finally being like, okay, I can't do it anymore. Like, I think you're being pushed to a certain extreme where you absolutely have to do it. And I think that this is lovely. I think it's a very, very positive thing. I also think that you're going to be receiving heavy amounts of abundance. That's what the world is doing. But you're not going to be receiving heavy amounts of abundance if you do not learn to stay firm in your decisions. If you do not learn to double down. If you don't learn to double down on what you decide to do in certain connections, I definitely think that what's going to happen? Well, you're going to revert back to your old patterns. And I think that the world isn't going to give you the abundance you need or want. And I definitely think that this abundance is not necessarily romantic or person related. I definitely feel that this abundance has to do with things. I think that when you for professional life, financial, material, all of that, I think that's where you're going to be getting most of your abundance. I'm not sensing that this is a very romantic connection, which can be disappointing to a lot of people who read tarot. I know that a lot of people come to tarot to, you know, learn about their romantic life because it's always the juiciest thing. But I think that we definitely need these messages sometimes, and I'm definitely sensing that this is a really positive. This is a really positive message, confirmation that you're on the right track. I don't sense that this is, I sense that it's like this. I sense that this is definitely a sideways energy that I'm getting. I'm getting that there's a mix of both, right? And I sense personally that you know it, but you don't see it, okay? Because when I put it back, I put it like this, right? I'm going to show you. I put it like this, right? So I think that that sort of like shows that I think that things are hiding from you. You know, things are not automatically being shown to you. Why? Because I think that you are being called to work for it. Because if you know that the result is going to be there immediately, you're not going to work towards getting that result. You're not going to work towards obtaining what it is you want. But you want it, and you know you can get it, even if you don't see it. Therefore, you work for it. And I think that that's sort of like the energy that the universe is wanting you to take on. And obviously, shall we not forget that it's related to your child self. So think about what you liked as a child. Think about the energy that you like to surround yourself as a child. What made you feel safe? What made you feel relaxed? What made you feel accepted? All of these things are definitely going to indicate the form of abundance you are going to be receiving in your future if you learn to maintain this lesson. If you learn to maintain what you've learned and really instill it into your life, your child self is definitely going to be much closer to you than it was before, and it's going to cause immense solace. It's going to cause immense like relaxation, like a big soothing energy is coming your way, but it's conditional only if you learn to do this. So divest from that energy. We are definitely also going to be looking at like cards that I created myself, little messages that can maybe help you, that can maybe resonate to you as well. So not looking. I'm gonna close my eyes. We're picking 3. Okay. Oh my God, what forms of abundance are you going to be getting? This is love at first sight, and this connection's chemistry will be effortless and natural. I'm facing regret that is stopping me from acting on my true desire. Righting my wrongs means working internally to break free from past cycles. Yo, literal confirmation of absolutely everything I've been saying. What have I been saying? Mr., Mrs., and royalty, what have I been saying? I'm facing regret that is stopping me from acting on my true desire. Keeping energy that is constantly taking from what you know is special, but that isn't recognized as special from other people, is literally stopping you. And if you cling on to this energy more and more and more out of space of regret for the potential harm that you can cause to people, you are literally stunning your growth and you're stunning your abundance. You're stunting a lot of things for yourself. I think that's already something that we can tell. I think that definitely there's also something here about working internally. Righting my wrongs means working internally to break free from past cycles. This probably means that you know that in these connections, in these different forms of energy, you're not pristine either. You are sort of in a space where you know that you can take accountability as well for the actions that were incorrect or inadequate, for the lack of judgment you had in certain situations. But nevertheless, you understand that the energy you are pouring into certain connections or certain aspects of your life as well have been disproportionate to the amount of recognition you've been getting in those areas, right? So I think that it's sort of like that blend, right? I think there's that blend. And again, this goes hand in hand with regret. So don't let that regret, if ever you are resonating with this, you're saying, yeah, like it's true that like I did this to this person, so what they're doing right now is okay. Or, oh yeah, it's true that I didn't do enough work for my boss, for instance. So, oh, like it's okay that they're not really like fully, I don't know, paying me or whatever. Yeah, no. We're not accepting the bare minimum. We're allowed to make mistakes as long as we take accountability for it. It's all good. We learn and grow from this. I think that you've learned, how to grow from this. And hence now it's time to stop using regret as a crutch. It's time to stop using regret as a reason not to push forward and not to make actions that you know are necessary. Okay, then after, this is love at first sight. So I was saying that I felt that the abundance that was coming to you was potentially purely financial. And I was saying, oh, this isn't a romantic reading, but this is the most romantic thing ever. So I definitely do think that there is going to be quick chemistry that's going to be happening in your life if you learn to maintain your boundaries. There's going to be quick events, quick romantic events, 8 of Wands energy. Quick, happy, fruitful, also really passionate, but also I don't feel, because we have a lot of coin energy as well. We have a lot of stability in this deck. So if you learn to maintain your stability, I think that this isn't going to be fleeting. It's not going to be ephemeral. I think it's going to be long lasting, but conditionally to if you learn how to maintain your boundaries, right? So that was basically it. This was a positive reading, for fuck's sake. Finally, I'm so happy. So I hope this message resonated to a lot of people here. I'm speaking to single individuals, I think, as well, by the way. If you're not single, well, whoops. But all that to say that much love to you. Or if you're not single, maybe we're actually talking about abundance more in the realm of material and finance. But all that to say that thank you so much for coming and clicking on this video. I need to wash my hair. It is absolutely disgusting. I need to shave. So I'll be talking to you very soon. And if you have any questions, any remarks, any comments, any insults, please leave them down below. I would like to remind you that I do personal readings as well. The fees are going to be indicated again in the description below, and where you can contact me is also obviously going to be indicated. So please let me know about that. It would be a pleasure to read some of y'all. And much love. Goodbye, yeah?